Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. So I feel like doing a old style reading. So I took back cards that I haven't used for a while. And let's check what's going on here. I hope your weekend went well, that you are ready for the week. Thank you for all the comments, the likes, the hypes, the I never know how to call that. You know, when you are sending me the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's see. Let's get into it. What should the collective be aware of? Ooh, we are starting strong. Red flag. Okay. Perspective in reverse. In the place of relationships. Okay. Let's see. Tell me more. 3. Closed door. Okay. Somebody's perspective has backfired, maybe. Gut instinct in reverse. Okay. This is very interesting. Okay, so people didn't listen to their intuition, and it kind of feels here. The main subject here, it is red flag. In the connections, relationship, friendship, family, all of those things, we have perspective in reverse. Okay. Tell me more here. 5. Hopelessness. In 6th place, we have unaligned. Okay. Let's take 3 more. So we have the full picture of what's going on here. And then we go into the tarot. 7, 8, 9. Okay. So, lack of commitment in the place of healing. Dwelling on darkness in reverse. In the karma, in the manifestation, and in the outcome, we have bad advice in reverse. Okay, so listen, obviously here, their karma, it is that you are not dwelling on darkness. Kind of feel here, the smear campaign, maybe somebody lying about you, telling a fake story. And it kind of feels that now people might be awakening to the fact that somebody here was telling a story in a very, very wrong perspective. I'm saying that also because we have the unaligned here, right? So it kind of feels that there is something here that doesn't make sense. We have the hopelessness here in the 5th position. So this is kind of telling me that somebody should have consulted with their own feelings and emotions, right? And they might not have. They might have been in their ego. Okay, I truly want to understand here, right? If we are talking about you and somebody else, or their environment and somebody else related to you, I kind of feel that this is what we are talking about here. We will get into the tarot and get a little bit more information here. What's obvious, it is that there are some red flags. Somebody's story did not align with the truth. Doors are closing, and their karma, it is that you are not in a bad place. People didn't listen to their intuition. And here with the bad advice in reverse, in the outcome, it reminds me of the last reading that I did, right? regarding people. Was it the last? Anyway, it was in the last readings about someone that misses you terribly because now they are in a dark spot and they wish that they could have your advice, right? Your healing energy, all those kind of things here. Okay, all those cards are in reverse. We will get into the tarot and get more information here. So let's see. Do I want? No. No. I'm not using this deck. This one. I'm using this one. I didn't check if you can see all the cards. Let's see. Yes. You absolutely can. Just a reminder, right? This is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you. It might be partly for you and it might not be for you, so please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours, right? If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, like with the emperor, the empress, the kings, the queens, the high priestess, the hierophant, all those kind of things, right? We are not talking about the gender. We are talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So please apply it however it applies to the people in your life. And this reading can be past, present, or future. So tell me here. Tell me what's going on. The red flag. Okay. 1 second, I will just up. Tell me the red flag. What should the collective be aware of the red flag? Ooh. Okay, so the Emperor in reverse. We are talking here about someone who's very domineering. They want to be in control. They are dishonest. The Emperor in reverse, we are talking about all the kings in reverse, right? So we are talking about a manipulator. We are, as said, talking about somebody very controlling. It might be somebody very ego-driven. Might be talking about somebody who's greedy, corrupted, ruthless. Did I say manipulative? I think I said controlling, manipulative. Someone with no empathy. Ruthless. Intelligent, right? But using their intelligence in the worst way possible. So yeah, it's a huge red flag. I'm just checking. Yeah, I can put the cards until here. Yeah, okay. The issue that there is here with the Emperor in reverse, it is that very often they have a perfect mask, right? So what people are seeing, it is the Emperor in the upright. I already told you that very often people who are very corrupted and who are dishonest, they present a perfect image, right? And this is why they succeed to trick people. So especially an Emperor in reverse, as said, somebody intelligent. So they know how to play the game. We have the Death card here in reverse, a total ending. I kind of feel that we are talking here about other people related to a person who has hurt you. That the main subject here now, it is that they are finally seeing the red flags. We talked about the fact that a lot of people were involved in attacking you, believing lies about you, falling into the manipulations of one person, maybe two, right? We already saw also that the person that attacked you might have also been themselves manipulated by somebody else. But at the end of the day here, information is coming up slowly. I kind of feel that the people that were the most far from this person who has hurt you, for them it was quite easy to accept the truth, right? It's the people that are the closest that very often it is very difficult for them to accept some kind of truth. So maybe we are talking about that. And we have here the death card in reverse. This is a total ending. Total ending. So if I'm just taking those cards, somebody here has red flags and they are operating very comfortably from their red flags, right? There is no transformation. They are stuck in their ways. This is what we have here. Tell me about the perspective in reverse. This is very interesting to me. Perspective in reverse. We have the devil, right? And we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so listen, we are talking about other people that now are realizing that, in fact, they are dealing here with someone who is extremely karmic, who was trying to keep you stuck, maybe obsessive about you, right? We have the Five of Cups here. Five of Cups, we are talking about grieving. So, with this perspective in reverse, in the place of partnership, relationship, choices also, what I feel here it is that people might be even grieve not just a reality that they believed in, but maybe even their self-image, right? Because this is your reading. So there were red flags, kind of feel that you were presented as a red flag, while you might have been dealing with someone who was truly here, trying to control you, control the narrative. We have a lot of control here between the Emperor in reverse and the Devil. This is truly very controlling, very selfish, self-centered, manipulative energy here, right? With the Devil, we might also be talking about addictive behaviors. So, with the Five of Cups, people have to accept some kind of truth. And as said, I kind of feel that we are talking about the perspective that they had about you, how they have eaten up lies, how they have been manipulated by someone here that was driven by the devil's energy. Tell me more here, please, about the perspective. Yes, please. Perspective in reverse, tell me. The Hangman in reverse. Okay, stuck energy, not stopping to think. Yeah. Feels to me here that it is truly, they are realizing how they ate up some kind of story that was in fact full of red flags. They should have seen the red flags. You know, I told you already that sometimes people are very, very happy to eat up a narrative, especially if they feel uncomfortable with you for a reason or another, and they might be uncomfortable with you simply because you might have had a conflict in the past, maybe because they might be jealous, envious of you, maybe because there is some kind of discomfort inside of them related to you. So, you know, they might have been here eating up the narratives without questioning them. With the Five of Cups here, I have to say that I'm kind of happy to see this energy because for me, it kind of, first of all, the sad part, it is that it reflects on maybe you, that you had to grieve people, a family, a community. But I kind of feel that now there is this backlash. The perspective here is in reverse. So now they need to grieve some kind of story, and I feel that it's very painful, right? The Five of Cups is a very, very painful card because, first of all, we are in the cup, so we are talking about the emotional self. So we are talking about the heart space. And the 5, it is truly the crisis, right? So I kind of feel also that they feel maybe some kind of guilt for not acting when obviously you were dealing here with a very, very difficult situation. Very difficult situation. Closed door. Tell me. Yeah. So, the door is closed for you, right? Because you are not blind. You didn't stay stuck in the situation. You didn't, right? It's quite the opposite. You took the total lead of your life, right? So, we saw here, right, in the karma that the dwelling on darkness is in reverse, right? So you didn't stay stuck there. You didn't. You could see what was going on, right? And not only did you move on, right? With the King of Pentacles here, we are talking about someone, first of all, stable, logical, but this is a leader. So I kind of feel that now, for you, the door is closed, right? You don't want to deal with the past, with whoever, whatever, right? But also, it kind of feels that you are on a great path. You see things very, very clearly. I'm trying to think if there is anyone here who has more stability than the King of Pentacles. I don't know. But this is kind of telling me that there are manifestations coming your way. You have moved on, invested in your future. You didn't stay stuck, right? And as we saw, the door is closed for you. And their karma is seeing you move on and being in a good place. The King of Pentacles here is telling me you are in a good place. There are manifestations of yours that are coming to light. Let's see here the gut instincts in reverse. Tell me about the gut instincts in reverse. Eight of Cups. This is telling me that you disconnected emotionally, right? You healed. You invested in yourself, right? Because you understood here that people were not listening to their gut instinct. We might be talking about people who you knew who has adopted this fake narrative about you, presenting you as a red flag, when in fact you were truly dealing here with a very, very, not just karmic energy, but also somebody who was controlling, domineering, right? Selfish, not caring about the consequences of what they were doing. It's all about them. The Emperor in reverse, the devil. Okay. Hopelessness. This is what they wanted for you, right? This devil, Emperor in reverse, they wanted to be in control of you. They want to dominate you for some kind of reason. So they wanted you to be hopeless, right? This is in the 5th place. We are talking about the path shift, the test, and the change. So they were hoping that you would be hopeless, being stuck, right? It's not the case. You close the door. You move forward. You could see what was going on. The 8 of Swords. In reverse, you were not in a mental prison. You might have been for some time. dealing with the situation, but you took yourself out of it, and you didn't just took yourself out of it. You took yourself out of it. Listen, the King of Pentacles here, this is truly moving forward, taking the lead and moving forward. This is, I am engaged in my future. I am building my future. I know who I am. Right? We have the Seven of Pentacles here. Taking your time, being patient, investing in yourself, right? Taking the emotional distance that was necessary here. And so they needed you to be hopeless because they wanted you to beg for them. It didn't happen, right? And this is their biggest issue because they needed you to be weak in order for them to forget about you, move on, everything is cool. But not only you are not weak, you are not stuck, you are heading towards something beautiful here. King of Pentacles, you are heading towards something beautiful. So happen what happened, it might have been very, very painful. You might have tried to explain to people what was going on. They didn't listen. They didn't listen. So you had to grieve whatever you needed to grieve, and it's exactly what you did. You grieved and you moved on. You didn't let them take total control over your life, even though, considering that we have the Devil and the Emperor in reverse, I kind of feel that they did their very best to be in control of your life. 1 second, I will close the window because I hear that there is here some kind of something. Okay, so, Nine of Swords, anguish, nightmares, fear, right? Because you close the door, you are not confused, you are heading towards something great, and I kind of feel that this is their biggest problem, right? Because the King of Pentacles here, it means that this is a leader. So you have some kind of influence in a way or another. And if you are not there yet, you might be working on something. Because with the Eight of Swords in reverse here, you didn't stay stuck. You didn't, right? You saw what was going on. There might have been a confusion in the beginning, but you moved on from that, right? Investing in yourself, investing in your money, your comfort, your future, whatever it may be. This is the problem. Your strength is your problem. Yeah, you didn't beg them. You didn't beg them. And this is their biggest issue. Now they are hopeless, right? Because if you are totally destroyed because of the situation, if you are weak, if you are doubting yourself, they can be comfortable with their own mirror, right? But they can't. They can't. And I kind of feel that they are afraid even of the influence that you may have. With the King of Pentacles, as said, we are talking about a leader. So you might have some kind of influence even, right? And it is stressing them out. Because people are listening to the King of Pentacles, right? It's not a Page of Cups that people might not be listening to. No, we are talking here a King of Pentacles. The Pentacles, we are also in the concrete. This is somebody able to build a multi-million business, right? So it is somebody that you are listening to because they are reasonable, right? Okay. Very interesting. Unaligned. Tell me about the unaligned. Yeah. The High Priestess in reverse. Secrets. Not listening to your intuition, right? Hiding. Using black magic. Black magic, we might be talking about spell work, we might be talking about lying, manipulation, all those kind of things, right? We don't have to talk especially about voodoo, shmoodoo, all those kind of things, right? Yeah, the Five of Swords, somebody cannot defend themselves anymore. The story that they made up, they cannot defend it anymore. It's over. It's over. Yeah. Which is kind of terrible for somebody who needs to win at all cost. The Emperor, in reverse, very, very ego-driven, very prideful. And the Devil, yeah. Feels to me that people are realizing now, first of all, where was the real red flag, why you closed the door, right? But I kind of feel that they also realize that in fact this person was totally obsessed with you, maybe talking about you all the time, putting a lot of energy in trying to create fake narratives, and they might even realize now with the unaligned that the different stories that this person was saying, there was something there that didn't make sense, or maybe the stories compared to their obsession, this doesn't make sense, right? Because if somebody's saying, this person is totally crazy, I don't care about them, they are, chances are that they painted you as who they are, right? Yeah, this person is obsessive and this and that and that and that, and they are all the time talking about you. Who's the obsessive one there, right? Especially if you say that you don't care, right? Because if somebody's hurting you, right, constantly, so it's logical that you might be talking about that, right? Because you care, because they are hurting you. They are trying to destroy your life. But here it's kind of, I kind of feel that they present themselves as, you know, they are talking about you in a very dismissive way. Anyway, there is here some kind of an alignment. There is something that is unaligned. Okay. Lack of commitment in reverse. Let's see this lack of commitment in reverse. Tell me the lack of commitment in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles here and the Three of Pentacles. It's very interesting. Yeah, because the lack of commitment is in reverse, right? So it means that you are committed. You were committed. Queen of Pentacles. Very, very caring. This is somebody truly who invests in other people. Their love language, it is to pay attention to other people, knowing what they love, what they don't like. You know? Look. Three of Pentacles. This is somebody working with other people. This is somebody committed. I'm attracted to the unaligned here. This is the unalignment. They presented you maybe as somebody who's a huge red flag, right? Maybe they presented you as somebody who is not committed. Maybe they presented you as the Emperor in reverse. You can be a feminine, a masculine, it doesn't matter. And the Devil, right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What people see is the opposite. Can I move the card here? Not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, you know how to work with other people. You have no problem with that. Very loving, very caring. Yeah, this is the unalignment. You are investing in people. You had no other choice but to take distance here and heal because of the situation. Dwelling on darkness in reverse. Yeah, because you see the truth. right? You see the truth. The card came out like this, so even though it's more heading like that, I don't know how to take it, right? We also have the Page of Swords here in reverse. Usually I'm turning clockwise. So, Queen of Swords in reverse. You are not dwelling on darkness, right? Because you understood that you were dealing here with people who were very critical of you, right? Deceitful, judgmental, while in fact they were feeding themselves of lies. But I kind of feel that the only fact that they accepted to listen to this person, that's it. For you, it's enough. It's enough. You understood, from what I can feel here, that people were eating up the lies of someone who was intentionally trying to destroy you, right? So for you, it was like, okay, very painful situation, but I'm not staying there. Like, I have nothing to gain staying there. I'm not interested in those people. I kind of feel that the door is totally closed for you, and you are not dwelling into darkness because you have no doubt about who you are and you have no doubt about who they are. And they are a huge red flag, right? Because if they are listening to someone who is making up lies about you, right? We are also with the Page of Swords here. The page, it's immature, right? So it's not even a high level of lies, right? They should have been able to see the truth. Gut instinct, it's still here, it's in reverse. They didn't listen to their gut instinct, right? Yeah, I feel that you felt very much judged in this situation. It might have even, you might have been dealing with whatever group, people, family we are talking about, right? You might have been dealing with in the past, before this situation, but still, you might have been suffering of the fact that they were very judgmental, and maybe they were fear mongering, and maybe they were making you feel that you are not good enough. Maybe they were a little bit making you feel insecure, all those kind of things, right? And I kind of feel that at the end of the day, when this situation came up, you had kind of no other choice but to take the distance, right? Protect yourself. But I kind of feel that you might feel now how toxic it truly was there, right? Because you were dealing here with people that spend their time judging you, being bitter, being cruel even, very judgmental, very critical. So yeah, you are not dwelling into darkness because you are much better without them at the end of the day. All the noise that they did, all the things that you had to deal with before, you don't have to deal with it anymore. Right? Okay, let's see here. The bad advice in reverse. So, the Three of Swords, yeah, they feel betrayed now, right? They feel betrayed, which is kind of, if you ask me, they are not taking accountability and responsibility. So yes, they might have been manipulated, but at the end of the day, kind of feel that they hurt you, right? Six of Wands. Yeah, I truly feel here. it truly brings me back to the reading that I did, where I told you at the end of the day that the person now, they cannot approach you anymore because they gave support to somebody who was hurting you. And now they know the truth and they need a real friend, someone who can truly give them good advice, uninterested advice, intelligent advice, right? Wise advice, and who has this healing, peaceful energy, right? Not just creating drama to create drama, not interested in hearing stories just because they love the gossip, right? That they miss you because you are this person where they could feel safe to talk truly, right? A Six of Wands here in the upright. This is somebody moving forward, being victorious. Yeah. Yeah, I truly feel that they wish that they could still approach you, right? But I kind of feel that they can't. So let's see here. Let's go to closure. Why did all of this come up? Why did all of this come up? What should the collective be aware of regarding this situation here? Tell me. Listen. Whoever will try to come back from the past here, don't forget the lessons that you have learned in your life, right? The Queen of Cups is very in touch with her heart space, right? It is somebody very emotional, right? It is also somebody very, very intuitive. Look in this image, right? This person has a cup. The cup represents emotions. She's holding it, right? And look at the face. A little bit, you see the position of the face? Like I'm checking. I'm checking you before I'm giving you my cup, right? So I kind of feel here that this is, at the end of the day, the closure, right? Pay attention to who you are giving. Kindness, forgiveness, all those kind of things, right? There are a lot of lessons that has been learned here about, first of all, who you are and also about other people, right? Remember that it's not because you are understanding that you need to carry other people's burden or make them feel comfortable. You can have a high level of understanding, but with this understanding that comes from a place of empathy, you also need to have the understanding of karma and justice, right? Understanding that some people will try to get your forgiveness as a way to put it behind them and not do the healing work, right? Some people might approach you for that because they feel guilty and they don't want to feel guilty anymore, right? And they think that if you forgive them, if you give them the forgiveness, right, they can turn the page, right? It is an escape, in fact. Your forgiveness is an escape for them. So please pay attention, right? Remember who you are, right? Listen to your intuition, not just your heart space. It's very important because otherwise you might repeat those cycles in your life. It's not the intention, right? The Fool. Trust yourself. You are a new person, right? Don't fall in the old tactics, right? People are emotional manipulators. Remember what it cost you to build your comfort. Don't let anyone come in, right? And confuse you about the truth, right? Attack your comfort. Make lies about you, right? Protect what you have built. Protect what you have built here, right? The Page of Wands and the Tree of Wands. Together it is 4 wands. The 4 of Wands, we are talking about stability, right? Yeah. We also have the Knight of Wands here. A lot of wands, and it is followed by the Magician. Okay? So listen. You have built something, right? You have built something. You might get a message here with the Page of Wands. There might be a message, right? We have here the 6 of Wands. People are seeing you now as victorious. You have moved forward. You are not looking back. For you, the door is closed, right? You don't regret them, right? You are not stuck. Which I kind of feel that they were hoping that you would be. Some people might be have their ego very much bruised because they thought that they were more important than what they were. And maybe they were very important. But they lost their importance when they treated you the way that they treated you, right? So this might be talking about a message. So it might be, the message might be people getting a message that you are in a good place, you move forward, and everything. With the 6 of Wands, there is here a public victory, right? So does it mean that you did a multi-million business? No, but you are heading to something very, very positive here. Right? You are emotionally stable, very intuitive, right? So this might be the information that they are getting. Might be, right? And it kind of feels that they want to participate into that. They want to participate into that and maybe come towards you, right? Because there is some kind of something that they would like to manifest with you now, right? So please pay attention. Pay attention. There is this thing, right? There is this quote that we can see online, you know. It's talking about relationship, and if you don't do anything for me, so I don't need you in my life. Something like that. It's not the quote, right? But you understand the meaning. Like people have to do something for you. I don't agree with that, right? I don't agree with that. I'm not an opportunistic person. I don't look at people at what you can do for me, right? But here, in a situation where people have mistreated you because they thought that you were weak or there was nothing to take from you, so those are opportunistic people. So please pay attention to that, right? Because from what I'm seeing here, I kind of feel that they want to manifest on your back. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse, they might have been losing something, right? They might not have any legacy, and you have, right? They might not have been building anything from their life, and you are building something. We have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, right? So now they might want to jump on the bandwagon of your victory or whatever you are building here. Right? Yeah, look. Yeah, because they are not in a good place. They are in the cold. They are in the cold, and they understand that you have here some kind of knowledge, some kind of... I kind of feel that before they were looking at you like you are nothing. Suddenly you are not nothing. But I feel a lot of opportunistic vibes here. I'll be very honest. Yeah, they are not coming from their heart space. They are not. But they are counting on your good heart. Right? They want to feed themselves of your energy. Yeah, you might have communication coming in. There is a lot of energy focused on you, right? Because I kind of feel that at the end of the day, all those people, they are in a dark place, right? Maybe realizing that the door is totally closed, and before they didn't care that the door was closed because there was no interest, right? But now there is some kind of interest, right? Six of Wands, there is some kind of victory with you. So they want to work with you now, right? But I kind of feel that some of them it's just in order to be in your business, right? So I kind of feel that most readings that we are getting lately, it is people who want to approach you, right? Because they are in a difficult place. Sometimes they are in a difficult place just because they realize now that you are not interested in them and it is hurting their ego. And maybe that you are doing better than them, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune that came out, the tens and the tens and the tens. So yeah, people are now not in such a good place. You are the source of good energy. So, you know, once again, we are with the same kind of readings. We are getting a little bit more information every time, but at the end of the day, yeah, it is a lot of people around that are dealing with their own karma and they want to jump on yours. So pay attention. Pay attention, right? I don't even feel that I need to tell you to pay attention. I kind of feel that you know, right? You know. So anyway, I will leave it here. I wish you a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, whenever you are watching this. Wishing us all a beautiful week. If you are part of the membership, I posted the energy of the week. So please check it out. And if you are not part of the membership and you would like to be, what you will get, it is every week a reading about the energy of the coming week that I usually post or Sunday or Monday. And so you click on the join button, right? And then you can access the membership. So anyway, I'll see you in the comments until very, very soon. Bye.